In this video, we're going to be looking at how to use a while loop in C++. This is my first time learning C++, so I may be a little bit rusty, but you already know the use of a while loop running through a code over and over and over again until the statement is false. Then the code will stop. Okay, so we're basically going to be writing a C++ code that basically prompts the user to write in their age, their name, and their age. I'm a little bit rusty, but let's just get into it. Okay. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is say std string. The two values that we are going to be working with is going to be first name and age. Okay. That's basically what we're going to be working in. First name and age. Okay. Now we're going to be using a while loop. We're going to say while the condition, we're going to start with first name. If first name is empty, this is basically saying while first name is empty, basically saying if the first name, we don't put any inputs when they tell us to put the first name, the code is going to be true and is going to run over and over and over again. Basically what I'm saying. So we're going to say std count this, and we're going to say enter your name. Basically, if this is empty, when he tells us this, if this is empty, it's going to repeat the block of code over and over and over again. So now we're going to say this and get line, basically reading out everything, and we would say std inputs first name. So basically, it's going to read out the input of whatever it is we put for our first name. Okay. Now, now that we've done this, let's try it out. Let's see what would actually happen when we run the code. Enter your name. No. Enter your name. No. Enter your name. No. Exactly. So the code works. Now, we want to do the one for age. The second condition here. We want to do the one for age. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here. I don't know where this came from. Okay. I'll fix that later. Don't worry about that. So we're going to come here and we're going to say, we're going to do for age, okay? We're going to say while age, if age as well is empty, just like what we did here, the input was empty. We kept on pressing enter, 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 enter. It just kept rerunning. That means the code is true, okay? But if we would have written a name in here, the code would have stopped. That means the while loop is false, okay? So I'm going to say empty, and then I'll come here and say std cout enter your age. Okay, I'm gonna say enter your age. And now, same thing that we wrote over here, we'll just do that as well. std get line, std sin and age. Okay, so it's basically printing out whatever it is that we put in our input cin. Okay, so this is basically saying if the input for age is empty, it will keep rerunning the code over and over and over again. Let me show you an example. Oh my, I haven't fixed this. Hold on. Let me just fix this real quick. Okay, now let me show you an example. Let's run this code. Enter your name. No. Enter your name. No. Let us say I enter a random name. It's going to tell me now to enter my age. The reason why this code stops is because it's false. Because what we wanted in the code here was for the input to be empty, but now that something is getting into the input, it's going to stop the block of code and go to the next one. Enter your age. No. Enter your age. No. But if we write something in there, it's going to stop. Exactly. Now, what we want to happen is when we put in these two inputs, we want the code itself to tell us something. We want the code to say, hey, first name, you are age years old. As simple as that. So we're going to come over here and we're going to say STD, so UT, and we're going to say hello. Okay. Then we'll do this again. Hello, first name. Okay. Basically like a variable for Python, first name. And we'll come here again and say you are, then we'll come here, do this again and say age. And we'll come here again, do this, years old. Okay. So that's basically as simple as that. It is actually that easy. So now when we run this code, enter your name. No. Enter your name. No. Enter your name. Fine. My name is Desi. How old are you? I don't think I want to tell you. Fine, I'll tell you. I'm 19. And hello, Desi, you are 19 years old. Make sure to be cautious of your spacing. Okay? Just like the mistake I made here, I forgot to add spacing. And there we go. Now if we run this code again, and it tells us the same thing. What's your name? Desi. How old are you? I am 19. Hello, Desi. You are 19 years old. Just by adding this space here as well. But yeah, that is basically everything you need to know about while loops. You can also use this to solve basic arithmetic questions by imputing the arithmetic and giving it a condition like A should be 1 and just writing it into your condition. And that's everything you need to know about while loops in C++.